This world is full of light.
Yo, what is going on, Kingdom Hearts fans? It's your boy Amaziah here, and today we're going to be talking about the Master of Masters, Imposter. Now, of course, we don't know if there's an imposter, but we do know that there is a traitor amongst the foretellers. Now, of course, we also know that the Master of Masters did have some connection to the Keyblade War. This Keyblade War must have been where he met his either demise or where he decided to give up his existence to pretty much take Keyblades out of the equation, or take Keyblades out of existence. As we know, so many lifeless Keyblades were left on the Keyblade graveyard, meaning that of course these Keyblade wielders were either erased or their Keyblades were essentially just left lifeless after the Master of Masters sacrificed himself, or whatever happened, if he got cut down, whatever. But as you guys know, the Master of Masters is the hooded man. But we need to look at this whole thing with some type of, not glass half empty perspective, but necessarily with questioning, because let's take into consideration of this. The Master of Masters gave the foretellers their tomes of prophecy, their tome of prophecies, and the book of prophecies. He gifted them with this to help them, or give them the potential possibility to meld a better future for the world, meaning of course the whole KH universe. And if he did give them this, and he knew that the Keyblade War would pretty much bring the world into kind of its demise, in a sense that, of course, remember, the children had to rebuild the world with their light. If he knew that this was going to happen, why wouldn't he stop this from happening? And of course, we also need to look at the trailer. When he's asked, as Keyblade wielders, shouldn't they be trying to stop this war from happening? And he's pretty much responds with, nah, not possible. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't seem like something that the Master of Masters would do. What's the point of the Tome of Prophecies and giving the foretellers these tomes to actually help them bring back, of course, help them bring back or keep the balance inside of the world? Then what was the point of all of that? Really, what it is that the Master of Masters, in my personal opinion and in theory, has an imposter.
What? Did you expect the traitor to give themselves up with that accusation of yours?
This imposter is the traitor amongst the foretellers. This isn't the sixth apprentice, it's really just essentially a traitor. He's just a traitor, he's someone who they don't know, and he's an imposter of the Master of Masters. Now, as we know, Kirti is on a search to look for his master inside of Unchained Key. Now, back cover seems to take place in the actual events of the fairy tale era, so maybe Unchained Key and back cover won't share these two similarities, potentially not. I mean, there is some things that seem to be connected to Unchained Key's events as well, but back cover is essentially, I guess you could say, explained to be the real telling of the foretellers and stuff like that. So maybe this is the reality of it, not the digital version of it that pretty much Ephemera talks about. So if this is true, and there's two different versions, and what we're about to see in back cover won't exactly be what we're gonna see by the end of Unchained Key, then of course we know that this imposter is running around, and he's pretty much probably the character in possession of that page, making him the traitor amongst the foretellers as well. And he's essentially taking up the role of the Master of Masters. Now, this is a problem because, of course, they can't tell for some reason that he's an imposter. And who would really have, of course, this type of power to really, because I'm pretty sure they can sense the Master of Masters. If this dude is as strong as Tetsu Nomura has been hyping him up to be, they should be able to sense him. Like, there should be something about his presence that's powerful, that's kind of like, something that they all can recognize. At least the foretellers, at least they were trained by the dang on dude, so hopefully they would be that strong, right? So definitely, or even my theory about him sharing his heart with them, definitely seems like that's something that should be possible, that they should be able to sense him in the same sense of how Kairi, Riku, and Sora can tell that they're all connected, if you see what I'm trying to say. So definitely, I feel like they should be able to tell that the Master of Masters isn't this dude, because I don't feel like the Master of Masters would really take, something like the Keyblade War being on the verge of happening and just be chill about it. At the same time, listen to the difference in the voices. The Master of Masters in his first appearance pretty much sounds reminiscent to kind of like Ansem's voice, in the sense that he's more serious and has like this kind of ominous tone to it when he talks about the world is full of light. And then of course when we see him again, when he's talking to the Unicornus foreteller, he's pretty much like, oh, nah, it's not possible. We can't stop this from happening. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like something the Master of Masters would be willing to do. In fact, the Master of Masters sacrificed himself to stop the Keyblade War. If you think about Master Xehanort's story about how the Keyblade or the X-Blade was pretty much destroyed on in the battle of the Keyblade War, or probably the final battle of the Keyblade War.
Nah, boss.
He explains that, of course, the Keyblade was broken into 13 pieces of darkness and 7 pieces of light, which he's trying to use to pretty much create the X-Blade again. Now think about it like this. If the Master of Masters' sigil is the X-Blade, and essentially that sigil is probably supposed to represent his power, what possession of or what Keyblade he possesses, he would be the possessor of the X-Blade. So why would he not care for this war that's happening, or why would he be so calm about it? Know the future, meaning of course he know he's going to die in the battle of the Keyblade War. He gives the Tome of Prophecies to try and help the foretellers from helping this happen, and then of course he just doesn't care. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has drawn to these conclusions, but the Master of Masters isn't someone that seems like he's going to be just as happy-go-lucky about a damn war coming that his life is going to be ended in. That's probably why he even made the foretellers, because he doesn't know how to stop this, and maybe he felt like trusting it to his apprentices gave him a better chance, entrusting that to his friends, and trusting that to his pupils to really take his will and pretty much afflict it across all the Keyblade wielders, instead of pretty much being the master of every Keyblade wielder in the limelight and pretty much being struck down. Maybe that's what it is about the Master of Masters. It would seem kind of selfish, but at the same time, you gotta think about it. He's the Master of Masters. His will is probably what holds the worlds together. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think we have a traitor or an imposter on our hands? Someone that shouldn't even be here, that's here and pretty much tricking everyone? But I really want to know you guys' thoughts, because the Master of Masters, if he did in fact have the X-Blade, which I definitely feel like I've proven without a shadow of a doubt, seeing as his heart has been proven to be, or his existence has been proven to be a part of back cover, meaning the first trailers definitely was his heart when they were actually speaking amongst each other, then it definitely seems like this guy is not the Master of Masters. I'm calling it right now. The first guy we see in the trailer is the Master of Masters. The dude that says, nah, not possible. He's the imposter. He's the imposter. So let me know what you guys think. This has been your boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace the heck